good morning, and welcome to Let's Go Racing. I'm Dani Gibson here with Dick Jerardi, the best co-host in the game. We are in the Smarty Jones Hall of Fame, new place to do our show today. Great show for you. The legend Dwayne Lukas announced his retirement from horse racing. He was so influential, dominated for many years. The temperatures heated up this week, so we had no racing in Philly, but our horses still stayed cool. We're going to recap some exciting stakes races from around the country. But the news was the weather. So obviously horse racing is an outdoor sport, a little too hot for our horses, but they still kept cool on the backside.
Right, for the people that don't know, horses do fine in cold weather, but man, when it gets so hot, I mean, look at them. It just doesn't work. It'd be like you're wearing a fur coat in the summertime. It wouldn't be good, and not good for the horses.
And of course, these horses are in tip-top shape, but equine and human safety is always on the forefront. We stopped by Barn 10 to talk with Ed Coletti, trainer, on how he kept his horses cool during the hot days. Hanging out with trainer Ed Coletti. There was no racing this week at Parks due to the heat, but the horses kept cool in Barn 10. What are some of the things you do to keep your horses cool on these hot days?
We just try to keep them hydrated, keep them bathed. We're real fortunate because we got the big fans in there, so it keeps the air circulated. But after they come back from the track, you just got to keep them watered off, keep them bathed, and hope for the best.
Those fans are awesome, and they're the sponsor of the Breeders' Cup. Tell us about the fans. What do the horses think about them when they first see them?
They get a little anxious the first time they walk by them, but thanks to Bob and Uptown Charlie Brown, they bought us those fans, and it just keeps the air circulated around the barn, and there's no stagnant air, so it's always flowing. Even though it's hot, it's just gets a little breeze for them.
Any tips on race day with ice and blinkers or anything you guys do to keep your horses extra cool?
Yeah, we try. Obviously, we put them in ice. We keep the fans in front of them, and then when we go over, we try to put the fly sheet in ice water and put it on their back so they're cool, and just keep hosing them as far as we can all the way up there.
So, is anything different with their training regimen? Getting out early? What different things are you guys implementing?
Yeah, we try to get them all out before the break. We've got enough staff where we just we get them out all before the break before it gets really hot. And some horses, you just got to pay attention. Like if they're overheated, you don't go out the next day. Just got to keep an eye on that.
For our fans out there that they're not with horses every day, what are some of the signs people can look for to see if a horse is getting in distress or to that point where they're just getting overheated?
Yeah, you just look like if they're over lathered, if they come back blowing really hard, if they're walking more quiet or quieter than they usually do and not bouncing around. So you got to just come back to the barn after every set and keep your eye open and see how it works out.
Probably how we would look if we went out there and jogged a mile.
Oh, yeah, you're trying to run a marathon in this heat. You're going to have a lot of heat stroke.
I need those fans. Let's get back under those fans. Obviously, the other top story is Dwayne Lukas announcing his retirement. Well-decorated trainer, retired due to his health. Wow, just lots to unpack here.
Yeah, no question, Danny. Of course, we'd love to have Wayne here every year for the PA Derby. Won it last year, was Seize the Gray. I wrote about it on Let'sGoRacingParks.com this week, and here's a piece that Bruce and I put together about Dwayne Lukas. 2 days before the Preakness, I stopped by the far end of the Pimlico Stakes barn to chat with Wayne Lukas and remind him of his nearly annual September-dated Parks. He told me he already knew the identity of his 2025 PA Derby horse. In a sport where so much can go wrong, Lukas somehow always thought about what could go right. Even as his 90th birthday was just one more summer away, he was considering a long-term plan for one of his 3-year-olds. Sadly, it was announced Sunday that the legendary trainer will not be returning to racing. He has a severe heart issue, significant damage to his heart, and he's opted for home hospice care to spend his remaining time with his wife Laurie, his grandchildren, and great-grandchildren.
I really enjoyed it here. I enjoyed the Will Take Charge whole scenario of what happened there, and I'm looking forward to it again.
His final Grade 1 win came in the 2024 Pennsylvania Derby with Preakness winner Seize the Gray. So the 50-year-old track in Bensalem will always hold a special place in the career of a man who grew up around horses and was still riding his pony to oversee training every morning until his health would not let him.
And Seize the Gray, he's going to seize the day in the Pennsylvania Derby.
He changed the game with full stables in New Jersey, New York, Kentucky, and California at the same time. He ran his top fillies against top colts and won with great horses like Serena's Song, Winning Colors, and Lady's Secret. He won with overwhelming favorites as well as long shots like 31-1 Charismatic in the '99 Derby and 24-1 Thunder Gulch in the 1995 Derby. Lukas won 1,105 stakes, including 637 graded stakes. He trained 26 Eclipse Award winners and 3 Horses of the Year. He won 15 Triple Crown races, and incredibly, from 1994 to 1996, 6 consecutive Triple Crown races with 4 different horses. And it was our pleasure every year to host him here at the PA Derby. He loved this race, and we couldn't get enough of Wayne here every September.
When you have a passion for something, you eliminate all the excuses. And I have a passion for the game top to bottom. You'll stay up late. You'll drive 11 hours from Louisville to get here. You'll go without lunch. You know, when you have a passion, you eliminate the excuses and you keep going. And it's been a hell of a ride for me. And it's far gone beyond the material gains that have happened. It's more now, I love it to be competitive. I like to get in the main arena with these guys.
We wandered the backstretch the other morning to talk to some of Park's most prominent trainers about the legacy of the great D. Wayne Lukas.
He innovated everything. He's such a promoter. He always said we, instead of saying I won this or I won that, it's always been we. He's the ultimate icon in the game.
And go back to 2002, Breeders' Cup Sprint. You have Thunderello, he's 48-1. Remember the race, tell us what happened.
I'm holding my daughter, we turn for home, we're in front. I think we kick clear, we're gonna be home free, and Orientate comes from nowhere and nails us the last 2 jumps on the wire. I mean, it was the most bittersweet beat ever. And I turn around and I see Lukas, he's coming down through the crowd and walks out onto the track and walks straight over to me and he hugs me and he goes, "You did a better job with your horse than I did with mine. I just got lucky." A kid growing up in this game, it's the greatest moment ever being in this game as a trainer.
He really brought in the modern era of horse training, I believe. He quite a showman, always, was good on TV, and really brought our sport to the fore. Where they're early in his career with Klein's horses and that group there that he brought along, and going to the sales and spending a lot of money, and showed up for every big dance and did a great job. So he was a legend in the sport, that's for sure.
And he's been a regular here at Parks lately with the PA Derby. To have him here every September, what's that been like?
It's great. It's really kind of put us on the map. There's a guy who brings national attention. There's going to be national coverage with him around, and he's just, he's quite a showman for the sport.
I'm really sorry to see him go, but he's always going to be the favorite in my mind. In fact, the letter that he wrote on his letterhead that it was going around Facebook, I was trying to read it to somebody and I couldn't get through it. In fact, I still get emotional. So sorry to see that he's in the state that he's in, but he'll be loved by many.
He's just such an inspiration to everybody. I mean, there's probably every trainer in the world's probably said at one point they definitely looked up to him, and not only did I watch him train horses, I've seen him win quite a few. So, I mean, it's a sad thing to hear. Like I said, everybody has aspirations of being like D. Wayne as a young trainer growing up. So, just giving the condolences to his family and wishing the best. Maybe things can turn the other way, but just very sad to hear.
Having him here last year for the PA Derby, I mean, for me, I got to walk him up the hill the one time and watch his horse train with him, and I mean, the inspiration that he brings and just all the insight, it's just fun and great to listen to somebody like that.
Thanks to all the trainers here at Parks, and of course thanks to D. Wayne Lukas, who spent so much time here at Parks. We just loved having him here at the racetrack.
Yeah, I mean, will anyone ever do it better? He just leaves such a mark on horse racing, just an incredible human himself.
No question.
It was so cool to get to just be around him and the great impact he had. So we're going to show his last Grade 1 win right here at Parks after this break. You don't want to miss it. Stick around.
That's what it means for a rider to win a Pennsylvania Derby. Jamie Torres fired up, sees the gray. The Preakness winner turns back all challengers in a second Pennsylvania Derby win for the coach, D. Wayne Lukas.
Some call you the Sultan of Slots. Others, the Baron of Baccarat. The rest, just Meemaw. I'm tapped in. But no matter who you are, you know there's always another way to win on the Bet Parks app. New casino users score up to $1,000 bonus back in their first 24 hours. Take those pearls, Meemaw.
The question a lot of people are asking themselves these days is, do I buy new or do I buy pre-owned? Here's what I'll tell you. New car inventories are still low and new car prices are still high. However, with the certified pre-owned Nissan at Chapman Nissan, we have a huge selection and you can save thousands over new. Plus a 7-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty, roadside assistance, 1-year prepaid maintenance, and so much more. And not for nothing. Can you really tell the difference? I can't.
Well, thanks for joining us back here on Let's Go Racing. Let's flash back to last year's Pennsylvania Derby. Dwayne Lukas wins it with Seize the Gray, the Preakness winner.
Yeah, the Preakness winner, and comes to Parks. We weren't sure who was going to win, but Danny, I mean, you couldn't have scripted any better. Here's Jessica's call for the PA Derby in 2024.
Seize the day. Some company to the outside. Just Step on It. Unmatched Wisdom. He's about a length and a half off in third. Then Lonesome Boy. He's in fourth. Stronghold fifth. Dragoon Guard, Uncle Heavy, in between horses. Who's the King to his inside, Timeout, it's Protective, and still Doc Sullivan. He can see them all. They continue on down the backstretch. 49-1 for the half, and Seize the Gray. It's put some daylight between his rivals. Dragoon Guard sneaking up the rail. He's improving with every stride. Seize the Gray has the lead with less than a half mile left to go. They go into the far turn. Seize the Gray, Unmatched Wisdom. He takes the first swing. He's in second. Dragoon Guard's in third. Stronghold continues his ascent. He's in fourth, and Uncle Heavy making a big run from mid-pack. They go around the far turn. Seize the Gray has the lead. Unmatched Wisdom and Stronghold continue to come on the outside. Uncle Heavy, the Pennsylvania bred, running a huge race today. Seize the Gray has the lead on the outside. Stronghold, Dragoon Guard coming up the rail. In the Pennsylvania Derby, it is anyone's race. It's Seize the Gray, game on the lead. To the outside, Stronghold continues to fight on. Dragoon Guard not getting there. 16th left to go. And Seize the Gray, he's going to seize the day in the Pennsylvania Derby.
Well, Seize the Gray gets the win with jockey Jaime Torres. What a scene it was with My Racehorse and all the owners pouring onto the track.
Yeah, there was not enough room in the winner's circle, Danny, so they were all on the racetrack for the winner's circle photo. And our Maggie Wolfendale caught up with Wayne after the race.
Coach, we saw you celebrate your 89th birthday a couple weeks ago. You still prove day in and day out that you are a master of this game.
Thank you. Well, I bought 18 yearlings at Keeneland, so I'll be 92 when they run.
Keep it up.
I'll be here at 92 and we'll get together.
Sounds like a date. Coach, go get your picture taken here.
Just so fun to even be in his presence. Dwayne's such a legend, just so impactful. And the stable will go on. The family put out a release. Boz Nickel, his longtime assistant, will take on, and you'll see a lot of the same owners, same horses.
Right. Eventually, Boz's name will be, for right now, it's going to be still Dwayne's name on the program. And look, we're just wishing him and his family all the best. And just my man, we love you here at Parks. We always love Wayne.
Absolutely. Nothing but love. Well, let's get to some national races. We're going to go right over to Monmouth Park. This is our fillies and mares sprinting 5.5 furlongs on the turf in the Goldwood Stakes. Tyler Service upon his hope. She just looks dominating here.
Yeah, on paper, I mean, she's supposed to win. She's 3-5. If she can come back to her normal form, they're all running for second.
But Chad Brown, he's got a bunch stabled right there at Monmouth. Rosie Cheeks, love the name.
Yeah, love her.
Second choice with Sammy Camacho, who really gets some live mounts over at Monmouth.
Yeah, that's Rosie Cheeks with a J. It sort of looks like Rosie Cheeks. But yeah, 4-1 on Chad Brown. Let's see what happens here at Monmouth Park.
Pona's Hope, the favorite on the outside, a neck off, and Drifaros down on the inside is going to stalk the pace today, running in third as the top pair a half length apart. The gray Etrurian leads the way. Bel Pensiero in the fourth position, then Bingo's Birkin, Rosie Cheeks, they're side by side, up for it at the tail, 8 lengths off the pace, half mile to go. Etrurian leads the way by a half length. The Pona's Hope, they're on the outside in chase mode going into the turn, and she streaks 2.5 clear of Drifaros in third. Bel Pensiero sent along a little bit in fourth. Rosie Rosie Jeeks joins her from the inside. She's 6 lengths behind, searching for racing room right behind Drefaros at the top of the lane. In the meantime, Etrurian still in front. Epona's Hope second, needs to get going right now. She's second, switching leads. Down the inside, Rosie Cheeks is going to get outside for a rally here, and Drefaros is coming down at the rail. Epona's Hope's beaten. Here comes Rosie Jeeks. Rosie Jeeks explodes to the lead, and she has won the Goldwood Stakes.
Well, jockey Sammy Camacho was so confident in his filly. Rosie Jeeks gets the win. Just huge, like big effort, late run. What happened with Epona's Hope?
Just not as good as she had been. We actually happened to see Tyler on the backstretch the other day, and he just said she just wasn't quite the same as she had been, so maybe they'll give her a little bit of time and come back hopefully later in the summer.
Yeah, they can only stay in that top form so long. Maybe she tailed off a little bit. Well, let's go to 3-year-olds in the Ohio Derby at Thistledown, a mile and an eighth. Some familiar names here. Chunk of Gold is our favorite, Ethan West.
Yeah, Chunk of Gold coming out of the Kentucky Derby where he was 9th, beating 15 lengths, and we got Clever again. Coming out of the Preakness, he's your second choice at 9-5. So is it the Derby horse or the Preakness horse, or is it some other horse? Here's the Ohio Derby.
Clever again shows the way. Moplex up on the outside is second. McAfee in close attendance right behind that leading pair, tucked in there racing third. Longshot Bohemian Style is currently racing fourth. To his inside, Chunk of Gold saves ground fifth. Brereton's Baytown is with a trailing trio that includes Capo, Luca, and Extradition. So Clever again entering the backstretch with 5.5 furlongs to go, leads at 3 parts. Moplex right there on his hip, sitting second. McAfee right there 2 lengths off, racing in third. Chunk of Gold has moved to his outside in fourth. That puts Bohemian Style out there 3 wide. Brereton's Baytown within 4 lengths. Capo Luca in and amongst rivals, and Extradition is furthest out. They have 4 furlongs to go in the Ohio Derby, and Clever again leads at 3/4 of a length here. Moplex still right there. McAfee awaits room on the rail. Chunk of Gold well within striking distance. Bohemian Styles on his outside. Extradition tries to move up far outside. Then it's Brereton's Baytown and Luca. Pace picks up here around the far turn, 5/16 to go. Clever again in front. Moplex now challenges, and they're on even terms. McAfee right behind him in third. Chunk of Gold gaining ground fourth. Bohemian Style comes under pressure now. Top of the stretch. Moplex takes the lead. Clever again has to battle back. Here comes Chunk of Gold and McAfee, but it's Moplex in front with a furlong to go. Chunk of Gold gaining ground. McAfee's into third. Clever again tired. Moplex with the lead. A final 16th to go. Chunk of Gold moves to the inside, but it's Moplex. He's too strong. Moplex wins the Ohio Derby.
It's Moplex with a big effort. J.D. Roma's just really nice, aggressive win. The horse kind of broke out because he was on the outside, but put him right in the race. Just kept him glued to Clever again, and just all the pressure.
Yeah, it's a wild story, Danny. They wanted to run him in a New York bred stake, but remember they had that problem at Saratoga where certain horses in certain barns couldn't run, so they couldn't run them. So this was the second choice, and they get the Ohio Derby. Chunk of Gold ran a pretty good second. I think there's a chance we could see Moplex and Chunk of Gold here in September for the PA Derby.
Well, we will welcome them with open arms, that's for sure. Well, let's go to fillies and mares at Churchill Downs in the Grade 2 Chicago Stakes. This is a salty field going 7 furlongs. My Main Squeeze gets the money 2-5-2, but she's high money here.
Yeah, I found this one, just like the bettors did, not easy to decide who even should be the favorite. As you said, Mike Maker, My Main Squeeze, ended up being the favorite. 6 out of 15 lifetime. Her best races are really good.
Vava. She was my pick. I just love her coming in. Cherie DeVoe, just what a year she's having.
Right. This horse didn't run well in the Breeders' Cup Filly Mare Sprint, Danny, and didn't come back that well either, but you know she's got talent. Will she show it? Here's the Chicago Stakes.
Gray Lightning is up for the lead. Vava moves right with her. They're 1-2 onto the main track, and Brightwork is just in behind them third. Emery toward the inside fourth. Claret Beret on the far outside, racing fifth. My Main Squeeze is sixth. Zeitlos in seventh. Minx Palace is eighth, and Pigalle is at the back in ninth. 8 lengths off the lead as they move down the backstretch run. Big long shot. Gray Lightning leads with 4 furlongs to go. Vava's right alongside second, though, and they hit the far turn 1-2. Claret Beret right to their outside, starts to ratchet up the pressure now, and now there's 3 across the track midway around the far turn. Vava's in between with a short lead. Claret Beret now moving with her. Gray Lightning's under pressure back back into third. My Main Squeeze in a full-out drive fourth. Zeitlos comes alive on the far outside fifth as they hit the top of the stretch. Vava down inside trying to ward off this challenge of Claret Beret. Vava's in front with a furlong to go. Zeitlos moves into third. Final 16th coming. Vava's in front. Claret Beret wanders outside's not backing down just yet. Vava digs in though, and Vava got it.
Vava just giving Irad Ortiz everything the whole way around there. She just always looked like the winner in the bridle. Remember Gray Lightning? She used to be with Tyler Service. We saw her up on the front for a little bit, obviously faded back, but wow, what a race for Vava.
Yeah, it looks like next Charlestown. Going to run her in that big day in August. Didn't think she liked Saratoga last year, so Cherie's going to opt for Charlestown, where she won a couple years ago.
Well, it's time for us to head to another break. When we come back, best of the rest and a huge day on Ion Racing. You don't want to miss it. Stick around on Let's Go Racing.
Turning for Home is a nonprofit that has provided for over 4,000 former racehorses with a safe retirement.
These brave warriors do so much for the fans, and we want to make sure they're taken care of.
It's a group effort by all the owners and the trainers, and we've helped so many horses.
Responding to the need of a better system that addressed the uncertain future for the retirement of the equine population at Parks Racing, the PTHA rallied horsemen to support the program.
It's awesome. I mean, these are the things that we deal with every day that put us into the game and make the game great. Without the horses, we have nothing.
Turning for Home became the first on-track retirement program at a year-round racetrack.
Aftercare, it takes all of us, and every single person is responsible for it. These horses give us everything on the track. It's up to us to give them everything off the track.
If you would like to help these amazing animals find a great second career and forever home, please contact us at turningforhome.org.
This is Parks.
This is how you roll, this is how it goes. This is how you pop, this is how you rock. Take a chance, do a dance, little romance. This is how you This is how you excite, this is how you all night. 360 hit me, now we're going all in. I can feel it calling, the crowd, the light, the night, the sights, the vibe is right. This is how you This is
Parks, Pennsylvania's #1 casino experience. This is how you win.
Welcome back right here on Let's Go Racing. Let's get to another Turning for Home family photo. Mrs. Cruz, she's extra special because she's our 4,000th horse in our Turning for Home program. She now lives in Maine with her loving family, Heather, and she had a baby. This is Moonglow, her little baby here. He's half thoroughbred, half Anglo-Trakehner, so that's a warm blood. You see a lot of those horses in eventing. They're very athletic, but congratulations to Mrs. Cruz. She had a little foal.
Absolutely. Turning for Home, 4,000, Danielle Montgomery and everybody that's in Turning for Home. So cool.
Impressive numbers, and we're so proud of Turning for Home. Well, let's get to best of the rest. Belmont at the Big A. It was the Wilton Stakes 3-year-old fillies, and keep your eye out for Sweet Seraphine because she totally missed the break.
Missed the break, but no matter, she's going to come from, what in this case was far back, but she's going to run these horses, all of them down at the end for Cherie DeVoe, who had some weekend. And Cherie has now taken over barn 83 at the Oklahoma training track at Saratoga. Of course, that was the barn that D. Wayne had forever and ever, and she wrote a beautiful little thing on X. Everybody check it out on Cherie's X account about Wayne and what it's like taking over that barn at Saratoga.
Yeah, an honor she obviously doesn't take lightly, and she's so fitting because she just represents so many great things in our industry, and just a really strong woman figure, and we wish her all the best. And nice win with Sweet Seraphine. Well, let's get to Ion Racing because it's an incredible Saturday today.
It really is, Danny. We got Stephen Foster Day at Churchill Downs. Check this out in this field. We got Skippy Longstocking. We love him, right? We got the Breeders' Cup Classic winner, Sierra Leone. We got last year's Kentucky Derby winner, Mystic Dan. And we got this year's Dubai World Cup winner, Hit Show. 26 million combined in purses. And we do have a horse, Ashcroft, who's representing the D. Wayne Lukas stable. Maybe the PA Derby won't be his last great one. We'll see. Also on the same card, the Fleur de Lis, we got last year's Horse of the Year, Torpedo Anna, coming back after the rare, and I do mean rare, bad race. Big day at Laurel, too, for some locals, the deputed testimony. We got Mo Visitor, who's also co-entered at Penn. Speediness, they're awfully cool. They're all in there, but I'm not sure they're running. Post time is in there as well. We'll see about that. And we got the Alma North We got Butch Reed has got possibilities in there. We'll see who decides. And Michael Moore has a horse in there. We'll see who actually ends up wanting to run that race.
Yeah, we'll see what local horses we get to root on. We'll catch up with that later in our next show, but great race day, that's for sure. We're going to head to our final break. When we come back, we're going to try to make you some money and check out some cool ink coming up on Let's Go Racing.
Some call you the Sultan of Slots. Others, the Baron of Baccarat. The rest, just Meemaw.
I'm tapped in, I'm tapped in.
But no matter who you are, you know there's always another way to win on the BetParx app. New casino users score up to $1,000 bonus back in their first 24 hours. Take those pearls, Meemaw.
The Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association is the advocate for Parx Racing's horsemen and has worked hard to secure better lives for the hundreds of trainers and their families that work in the thoroughbred racing industry. Our horsemen benefit from medical coverage, trainer pension plans, and increased purses. Thanks to these horsemen, racing at Parx is the very best, providing entertainment for you and the entire family. The Pennsylvania Horsemen are proud to be part of the community and introduce a new generation of fans to the sport of kings.
Racehorses are pampered,
treated with care, and loved.
Nothing is more important than their health and their safety.
We do right by them,
and they do right by us.
the hard-working folks
Who proudly earn our living.
In Pennsylvania's horse racing,
and breeding industries.
Horse racing is a lot of fun.
but it's so much more.
It provides tens of thousands of jobs,
Jobs and billions in economic impact each year.
all across the Commonwealth.
Horse racing in Pennsylvania, it's a winner.
All right, we're back on Let's Go Racing. Let's try to make you some money and Parx picks. We're going to take a look at Monday's 5th race. The race came up pretty cool. Some nice contenders in here. Ultimately, I'm going to go with Divine Miracle. That's a PA bred that knows how to win. I think Abner Adorno's kind of figured this horse out, and I like their post.
This is top-notch. Esteban Padilla, 16 lifetime wins. This is a very cool horse. Does not need a miracle to win. It's a good horse. I'm going to take winning on weekends. Also a very good horse from the Jack Abrams stable. Another horse that knows how to win. 8 lifetime wins, coming off a powerhouse win at Penn. It's been off for a little while, but I assume if he's back, ready to roll.
Well, he's going to have to win on a Monday, not a weekend, so we'll see how that works out. Well, how about Kenny McPeak? He said if he ever won the Kentucky Derby and the Oaks, he would get the ink to prove it. Well, look at this really cool tattoo he got with Torpedo Anna and Mystic Dan. Thanks to FanDuel for showing this picture. But you know what? If I won the Oaks and the Derby, I would do the same.
Yeah,
I got the real estate, too.
That is a serious tattoo. You gotta love Kenny. What a year he had.
And he deserves it, and
Yes, he
deserves to
does.
walk around and enjoy it and look at it for the rest of his life. Well, that wraps it up this week's. We are racing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Post time still 12:40. We look forward to seeing you all. Thanks for watching. Dick and I. We'll catch you next time on Let's Go Racing.
Off and racing in the BetParx Pennsylvania Derby in a flawless beginning, and seize the gray. He's going to seize the day in the Pennsylvania Derby. Here comes Torpedo Anna, a 16th left to go. Torpedo Anna, the Grizzly has the heart of a lion. Torpedo Anna gets the win, a narrow victory in the cotillion.